Thank you for tuning into the road to chaos and peace. Story about it's not even a story. It's the life of Suzy Stewart James. Someone asked me, just sidebar before I get into this, what we're going to get into is the medical issues. It was best to do separate segments because otherwise it gets just a lot of information. So I'm going to try and do each medical issue one by one. I know with the her head trauma and the amputation, I kind of had to get those closely bundled, but these other issues that came up as the time went by need separate attention. Okay, so Suzy has pneumonia, and her throat is just killing her, and so they put her on a heavy antibiotic and in Tukwila. And this is right before she had went into a psychotic break again and was lighting fires and trying to burn her apartment down. And that was in Tukwila. So anyway, she goes back in for a follow-up, and they see a little white dot on her throat, and so she gets it tested, and she comes home, and the doc says they'll give her a call, let her know what's going on, and I'm over at the Red Apple Market, and the cell phone rings, and it's her doctor. It's her doctor of adult medicine, and a specialist. She says, I need you and Suzy to come in as soon as possible. So can you go home from where you're at, and I'll call you back so I can talk to you both. And I said, Doc, what, can you talk to me now? And she said, no, I want to talk to you both at the same time. So I immediately stopped what I was doing. I literally set my basket down and went home. And sure enough, the phone rings, and we put it on speakerphone, and the doc says, Suzy, we believe that we need to do a biopsy because we believe that you have a carcinoma in situ of the throat at 10 centimeters, which means it's a carcinoma, means it's stationary, it's in one spot, they can possibly get rid of it and so forth. So we go in for the biopsy, and sure enough, it is carcinoma in situ of the throat. It's cancer. And I just remember, it was a very tough time for her and I too, also because when we told people, some people were like, whatever, and they didn't believe us. But anyway, we went down to Harborview. It's at 6 a.m. in the morning, and had the laser done to burn it out. And went home, and she couldn't talk for a week. She wasn't supposed to. She did anyway. And of course it wasn't helping because she was doing marijuana maintenance at that time because for all of you that, it doesn't matter. Suzy was a level 5 marijuana license. It's very difficult to get. What it means is that you are terminal. They believe that soon, your days are numbered, they believe, because of a lot of the trauma to her head and so forth, and just overall health. In a wheelchair all the time, not getting exercise, all those types of things. Muscles going to atrophy, and so forth. And Suzy had issues with her blood, having irregular cell counts and so forth due to that. So what that means is her body is breaking down. Anyway, so we get home, and a week passes, and we go back in, and they say, we didn't get it all. We need you to do chemo once a week, and we're going to try that. Suzy flat looked at him and said, I'm not going to do chemo. And I, trust me, she was determined she wasn't going to do chemo, and I am pressing her to do chemo and try to move to an apartment close to Harborview for her chemo therapy, because I've had plenty of friends that have gone through that, and knowing Suzy's condition, it was going to be very difficult for her to travel. Anyway, she said no. God will just take my cancer away, and so forth and such. Well, we go forward about, I guess it was probably about 8 months ago, maybe. Her the specialist, this cancer specialist, called me and said they were very concerned. When was she going to come in and start doing treatment? They want to take another look. It's been too long. And I asked Suzy if she still, thought she had cancer, and she said no, she didn't have cancer, but the doctors felt that she did. So that is the end of the cancer issue. I believe, I don't know. She believed what she wanted to believe, but when she got the carcinoma, she stopped singing. She should have been fine after a week, but she just stopped singing. She didn't sing anymore. She quit choir and so forth and things like that. She just stopped. So, yeah. Thank you for listening to The Road to Chaos and Peace, a story about Suzy Stewart James. These are the medical segments, our medical conditions, etc. Thank you.